Hello everyone, I'm William, and today is October 6th, 2019. Today we are going to discuss the power of sound. More specifically, the relevance auditory icons, earcons, accessibility, and redundancy have with information and human-computer interactions. Auditory icons are recorded sounds from natural surroundings like the sound effects we hear when we open a book and turn the page. That shuffling of paper sound is often embedded into computers representing everyday sounds we interact with while reading or opening files. These types of sounds are recordings of everyday sounds we hear and relate them to actionable events. Earcons are those sounds we hear when actions occur with computers, software, and even applications. One sound we can all relate to is
You got mail.
that chimes in when new emails arrive. Other sounds that fall within earcons are the ones that are associated with errors and invalid keystrokes. And my often heard sound that associates misspelled words in my Word document. Auditory icons and earcons provide a signal to attention like images. Basically, images grab our visual attention and seem to make us direct our focus. Sound grabs attention without us having to look. These sounds signal events or actions upon cue. As mentioned, paper shuffling cues in when we open or move digital files or even interact with radio buttons or our mouse. Sound is constantly used in many computer interfaces and other actions. Sound can signal many important sources of information and provide alerts to grab attention. Sound can be implements for both input and output actions with interfaces using abstract tones, chimes, and bleeps, naturally occurring sounds, music, and even speech. Uses for incorporating sound can be beneficial to those with handicaps such as visual impairments and dexterity issues. Key advantages and benefits are hands-free interaction, translations, vision and hearing are interdependent, graphical interfaces which sound can provide information not displayed on the screen, visually disabled people can be guided using sound, interfaces where eyes are busy on other tasks, portability where sound can make up for lack of screen space, and speaker identification. With some of the benefits sound provides, there are some instances where it is not such a good idea. Sound should come in directly related to what it signifies. Timing is everything with sound, especially when it coincides with graphical images or even generated scripts. For example, sound can be obtrusive in that it can chime in too often and become irritating or even distracting. Placing audio within the wrong time or miscues can take away from its intended effect. Another poor idea is having sound come in and play too long. Now, with the new technology and interfaces, voice recognition is becoming a normal household piece of gadgetry. We now have interfaces with household products and even automotive products, and even automated internet search engines that we can speak to and ask questions. The main problem with this technology is clear speech recognition. Often, digital translation gets lost between user and device. What makes this an obstacle is that no one person's speech is the same, nor their use of words. Another issue with this is with many voices appear to have the same tones picked up by devices spoken into. Other than distinguishing female voices to males, typically many can be interpreted by devices as the same voice. With all the types of interfaces, two things provide experiences for users across a diverse digital world. Those two things are accessibility and redundancy. Accessibility is the assurance that makes user interfaces are effective, efficient, and substantial. Redundancy ensures a sense of consistency, and repetitive inputs produce results regardless of differences in user functionality and interface design. This, in short, helps users that have less experience and knowledge with technology and makes their interactions easier to work with. Together, these two concepts provide intuitive interface which requires minimal learning, as it mostly relies on prior experience of users for effective interaction. This brings us to the end of our briefly auditorial idea behind incorporating sound within devices, software, and user interfaces. I hope that this has provided a general understanding of how sound can be used, what it can represent, and how it can benefit interaction experiences. I thank you for listening and allowing me to provide a base thought process for incorporating sound with our digital lives.